I am in Israel right now. I'm actually more specifically in Nazareth, which is why my presence is a little bit spotty in the group over the next couple weeks. I'm mostly going to be showing you what's going on over Instagram stories because they're a lot easier, they're a lot faster. So that's how I'm going to be doing this. So if you have Instagram, go and friend me, follow me on Instagram at Ina Coveney. Hi, Valerie. So yeah, live from Israel. So what am I doing here? I sent you guys an email on Friday in case you didn't get it or it went to spam, fish it out of spam. But I basically answered 20 questions about what I'm doing here, right? Mostly, but basically, I'm here to do a religious pilgrimage with my mother. I pride myself in being completely open to all religions. I don't judge anybody's religion, just like I don't expect anybody to judge mine. I really feel like religion is a very, very personal choice, personal belief system. So I'm not here to convince anybody of mine, and I don't expect you guys to convince me of yours. So I thought it would be interesting for you guys to see what is going on in this trip and maybe get to see a little bit of Israel if you've never been. So I am going to be chronicling the trip over Instagram if you guys want to follow along there. So what I'm doing here, yeah, religious pilgrimage with my mother. We are a Catholic family. So we are here because my mother, she's like, religion is her life. And this is something she has been wanting to do forever. And it's something that I've always wanted to come and do with her. I've always been open to new opportunities. And this, I mean, follow along the steps that so we're gonna go see Jesus's father's, like Saint Joseph's carpentry shop. We're gonna see where Jesus performed his first miracle. I mean, all of this is like, wow, like I can't believe we're here, right? But this talk is not about religion. Like I said, very, very personal belief systems, and I respect all of yours. You respect all of mine. That's what makes us an awesome group. So this is not about religion. I actually wanted to tell you how we ended up here, which has a lot to do with online marketing. So that's what I wanted to come and tell you. Online marketing had everything to do with why we're. Like I said, my mother is very religious, and she's been wanting to take this trip for a long time. And for years, I've been looking up. I used to work at a company where I did IT consulting, right? Software project management consulting. And the company, they ran trips. They ran educational trips for people of a certain age, right? You could not book a trip unless you were 40 years or over. And, it's for people who are retired and who want to have a good time and travel the world and at the same time learn something. So I used to work there. So I would look up, okay, trips to the Holy Land, right? Like, how much is that? Like, I would look into this because I would love to take my mother and just spend this time with my mother doing something that is so, so important to her and for me to like check out all the cool stuff, right? And learn more about my religion. Bonus. So, but yeah, she asked me like, why are you here? I told her because I want to spend this really, really important time with you. That's my objective number one. And she proceeded to tell me, well, you know that this is a religious trip, and we expect like us to go to mass every day. And well, I am Catholic. I am here to like feed my soul too. So this is great. So how did we end up here? My mother became aware of, actually, she's been following religious influencers for a while and without knowing it, which takes me to the online marketing piece, which is super interesting. Without knowing that these people are influencers, she just knows that this guy, there was a priest, his name was Father Larrañaga, and he passed away. But for a while, my mother was following him and she would listen to him. He had it wasn't a radio show, it wasn't a podcast, but it was like audio tapes. So I think she would purchase the tapes or the CDs or the DVDs and she would listen to them. So it was sort of like this guy having a podcast without actually having a podcast. She would just listen to his teachings over and over. She started teaching his workshop. She teaches a workshop called, the name in Spanish is Oración y Vida, prayer and life, right? So she goes and she teaches these things at, local Catholic churches, and it's a big movement and stuff like that, all following the teachings of this priest, of Father Larrañaga. And after Father Larrañaga passed away, she found someone else to follow. Does this start sound familiar? right? Like us following other entrepreneurs because of their journey and because where they are. She started doing the same thing without really knowing that she was doing that. She found someone who is a priest. He's from Venezuela, which is where we're from. He's from Venezuela. And she found his YouTube videos. And I'm like, how did he get on YouTube? That is very unusual for a priest to be savvy on social media. And turns out that his nephew would go and see him talk. And this priest has had a very, very unique life, right? He was a farmer or a herder, like a shepherd, and he would memorize passages of the Bible to the point that there's nobody in the world that knows the Bible the way he does. I'm sure there are, but like in his speeches and his sermons and his, every time that he went out to speak, he he found a niche. This one I felt like this guy did online marketing without even knowing it. He found a niche in arguing with evangelicals, right? Evangelicals are renowned for knowing their stuff. You can't trump them, right? So he made a niche out of bringing evangelicals onto his space and basically talking them into the fact that Catholicism is right and evangelism is wrong. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. I'm just telling you what this guy does. And my mother started listening to these talks where he's actually convincing evangelics about particular points that the Bible is very specific about that evangelics may have gotten wrong. And she was fascinated by it. She's like, oh my God, I'm getting so much information out of this guy. I'm like, how did he do that? Well, his nephew saw the impact that his talks had and the niche that he was in, and his nephew started posting those videos on YouTube and started creating a social media presence for him. You go to his website, and it's not a fancy website, but there is a space for you to sign up for his mailing list, right? And I asked my mother, I'm like, does he have a website? And we found it. Does he have a mailing list? She's like, oh no, he doesn't have a mailing list. I found it. It's right here. This guy was using all the principles of online marketing. And at this point, in like less than 2 years, he's gotten more than 500,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, right? And this is a guy who basically just goes to churches and he goes to speak. My mother's church tried to get him to speak at theirs, and they're like, sorry, we're booked solid until 2023. Right? So this guy is, vow of poverty. He gets permission from the church to actually go out and spread his message without actually having a church that he belongs to, right? He just belongs to the world. And he goes out and he spreads his message, and he gets recorded on video, and he puts it on YouTube, and he gets followers. So I just wanted to tell you that I am here like amazed at what getting your message out there can do for your followers, right? And there is a particular point that I wanted to make here is that whenever we all start in this journey, we feel like what we're doing is doing good for people, right? We're helping them with something. So charging them for it and putting your message out there and saying that you're an expert at it feels wrong somehow. It feels off. It feels like it feels icky, like almost like a scam, because you're not an expert at this, right? They should be listening to other experts. When in reality, if you know more than the average person, right? If this is something that you're passionate about, you have your whole right to go out and spread that message just the way that this priest is doing it. This priest has a huge following just by spreading his word, just by going out there and putting it on YouTube and being passionate about it, and people follow it and people learn from it, right? So I wanted you guys to kind of draw a parallel with this, in that what you want to do with your life will help people. And spreading your message out there is the least you can do, right? Now, making money with it, well, that's what I teach people how to do, right? This priest is actually monetizing his YouTube channel, and he uses those proceeds for the purposes of his, going out all over the world and spreading his message, right? He's not buying Gucci bags or Gucci shoes or whatever. He's, I actually don't know this for a fact. Maybe donating part of it to charity, maybe just using it as his living expenses for his team, right? The people that follow him around and record these videos and like keeping this thing up. So it's okay for you to want to help people, for people to hear your message right now, and for you to put it online, and for you to really actually do this. So I saw a quote recently that my mother just got out of the shower, so I'm going to turn this around. Sorry if the light is not awesome. Thank you for watching this far. So I saw a quote recently that Oprah has done 37,000 interviews. I want you to understand that Oprah, when she started, everybody told her she was not good on TV. She could have just quit. She could have just been like, well, I guess that's not what I'm meant to do. Instead, she just kept at it. So whatever it is that you want to do, for you to feel at first, I'm not the expert and nobody's going to listen to me on this, it's okay. That's fine, because you haven't started yet. Once you start, you get more experience and you get better at this. You get to your 37,000th video and you won't feel that way anymore. But everybody starts somewhere. So I was hoping that this would give you my goal was to give you a little bit of a correlation between doing good and spreading your message without it feeling icky, right? Clearly, this priest is doing really good work if he's getting people interested in the Bible and interested in religion and interested in finding out more about their own religion, right? He's doing great stuff. And at the same time, he's online and spreading his message. All right. So it's basically what I had for you. Keep following the journey of Israel because it's going to be super interesting. And I talk about business. I talk about online marketing. So I'm definitely going to find ways to tell you stories that have to do with that. So you can continue to learn as I see, as I observe, as I continue to learn. Okay. So follow the journey on Instagram at Ina Coveney. I will see you there. If you guys have any questions, sometimes I'm going to put on Instagram that little ask me a question box. Put them in there and I'll answer them during this trip. Okay? I hope that helps. If you have a message out there, it's time for you to get it out. No more excuses. No more thinking that you're not an expert. Gotta start somewhere. Just start. All right. I will see you guys soon. We're going to go to dinner now in Israel. And I fully intend on taking a picture of my dinner and posting it on Instagram. All right, guys. Yay, thank you for watching. If you like that video, remember to subscribe right here to get notified of new episodes. And don't miss the podcast version, Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life. Go look it up and subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye.